Now, before the break, we saw a very emotional John Scott who told us that he was a surgeon called Jacob Smythe in his past life in the early 1800s. Now then, our regression detective, Lionel Fanthorpe, headed north to investigate.
OK, so John has given me quite a few leads to begin our detective work into the mysterious Jacob Smith.
What's your name?
Jacob.
Do you have a surname, Jacob?
It's like Smith, but I think it's got a Y in it.
Read the spelling.
S-M-I-T-H-E.
OK, let's get sleuthing. John remembered Jacob being born in 1793 in a place called Grantham House, and, remarkably, it exists. I've looked into the history of Grantham House, and before Jacob was born it was completely remodelled. Sash windows, the works. And fascinatingly, John, as Jacob, did mention lots of windows at the house. I'll tell you one thing, Jacob must have had a bob or two to live here. And back then, you'd need lots of money to train as a surgeon at St. George's Hospital, London. And yes, my investigations tell us St. George's was training surgeons in the 19th century. Fascinating. Now here's a conundrum. John told us that Jacob married an Emily in a church called St. Mary's on the Hill that can actually be seen from Grantham House. Now, there actually is a St. Mary's on the Hill, but it's a full day's carriage ride from Grantham House, and Jacob is hardly likely to have travelled that far to get married. The church you can see from the house is St. Wolfram's. Look at this. Very smart. Look at the size of it. Ideal for a society wedding. Or a funeral. I've made a breakthrough, quite an amazing one. Although John remembered Jacob being married and buried in the same church, I've discovered a death certificate. It says that Jacob Smith was buried in Ampleforth in Yorkshire.
Do you know what the village name is?
Ample something. Ample... Ford? Amplethorpe?
Ford or
Ford. Ampleford.
And it says he died in 1863, when John said he did. Quite remarkable. Has John been on this earth once before?
What he died of is quite extraordinary.
Yes, here is the death certificate. It is obviously a modern-day copy of the original. You died on the 20th of November 1853 at Hillfoot. Jacob Smith, male, 38 years, which doesn't tie in. You were a minor, doesn't tie in, but you died of general hydrops.
What?
What is general hydrops?
I don't know, we thought maybe General Hydrops ran over you with a horse.
But isn't that interesting? You can have that as a bit of a... But when you saw... As a chandelier, as my Grace said to me the other day, I'd like that as a chandelier souvenir. When you saw the picture of Grantham House, you said that's it.
The house was exactly as I saw it. Completely, like, terrifyingly
Which
like that.
had quite an effect when you just looked at that, wasn't
yes. The church was nothing like the church I saw. The church that I saw was small and country-like and had a little thing at the end of the gate, but the house was spot on.
If anybody knows this church...
St. Mary's on the Hill.
Yes, can you...
Well, it'd be interesting to know what the one that's a day's travel away is like.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll find that, obviously we're not always researching to see what clients come out with, if it's all true. The essence of the story will be true, but there will be distortions to it, and that's why some of the things won't add up. But as long as you're healed or you feel your life's better, in spite of whether the evidence is accurate, though.
Also, it was a long time ago.
You
know, my memory might have gone a bit since then.
Well, yes,
yes, John. The thing is that...
I just thought he has got the same initials. Jacob Smythe John Scott.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm not quite sure, though, how that fits into the other life that you had. The life that actually meant that the camera crew in there had to stuff tissues into their mouths to keep themselves from laughing, because apparently you were a bit of a showman.
John was the most amusing regression I've ever seen.
Let's have a look. We haven't got the full thing, but we've got about a minute of it. Let's have a look at one of the other lives you came up with.
How old are you?
Hot, sunny. 40.
Okay. Whereabouts in the world are you?
Africa.
What colour's your skin?
Brown. It's hot.
Is it very hot,
Yeah,
Dave?
very, very hot.
Which
Sands,
part
it's all sand.
Okay, which part of Africa is it?
I don't know, I'm travelling.
Oh, you're a traveller?
Yes.
And you're 40 years of age. Are you aware of having any family?
Yes.
What are your family?
My family's my brother.
And that's it, is it? Do you have a parent? Or?
No.
No parents?
No.
What happened to your parents?
I don't know.
So there's this brother.
Yeah.
And how old's he?
Same age.
Oh.
Oh. Same age.
Are you twins?
Yeah.
And the other things, just tell us, Andrea, about the other things.
The other things, as in the other life that he went to, you were looking for specific things that he wanted answers to, and sort of really peace of mind and clarity with, and that's sort of what it's sort of helped to do slightly, and that's why you won't just have one life. You'll go to various different lives. You'll go to as many different scenarios as you need for his issues.
So what did you get out of the African thing then? What did you see a connection? Did you feel different after that?
It was, well, by the time we came into that, I was incredibly tired, and I think it's kind of to do with there were people in that African life that I think are around now, but I'm going back for another session to go into it a bit more to see who those people were.
Can you get back into that life that easily?
Yeah, you can definitely get... I mean, I have clients who come because they've got issues with people they know, and then the great thing is I get both of them to come, and separately they'll both go back to the same lives without actually knowing that, and that's a great healing thing because they've both accessed the same life, which helps their relationship in this lifetime, which is very interesting.
Yeah, we should do one of those, shouldn't we?
Yeah, that's a great one.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
John, thank you for opening up to us.
If we ever get the time, we'll show the rest of that African one.
Well, apparently some very funny bits in that African
I'm
one.
desperate to see. Right. Someone who we've also regressed is Cherie Murphy. We'll be showing that in full soon. But for now, here's a taster.
I'm sat with my mum and dad having tea in their house. They're quite old.
How old are they?
In their 75.
Do you know the exact year?
75.
Is it? You sure it's 1975, yeah? Okay.
It's cold.